we need to have a greater involvement of our spectators, because the jumping discipline attracts huge amounts of spectators for two reasons.
It's exciting.
It's exciting, it goes quickly, and it's understandable. Okay? And the other ones are not so. So you need to bring your spectators on board. And one of the things I see that's trending worldwide now for dressage, it's called a spectator judging app. And you just download it for free onto your phone, and any competition that supports this app, you judge, and then the announcer will say, after every horse, first you hear the judge's mark, and then you hear how well the spectators did. In the World Cup, which John was present at, I thought a brilliant idea. What they did is they encouraged everybody to judge and download the app, and then they said...
A couple weren't close.
They said the two people in the audience that are the closest and most continuous, most consistent in judging, will be invited to be part of the press conference of the World Cup winners.
Wow. That's innovative. Very cool. So engagement of participants in your sport and finding this is not revolutionary for us. Professional sports been thinking about participant experience. Think of the reality shows. How do I embed that reality into the experience so I'm part of it, not sitting as a spectator like the Romans used to? So fantastic! What a great story for us to be sinking into. Okay. Anything else? Yeah.
I would just. Is this on?
If you want to start speaking.
Okay. I would say also, I hear a lot of people in the community always say we're different from other sports. We're not like other sports. I swear to God, I have 18 sports, and your problems are like the same as all the other sports. So that language needs to stop, because it really is like changing culture is messy, governance, it's messy. Like when you want to make changes, it's gonna come with messiness. It's not always clear. It's not that different, and I would ask even the community to go and see other sports, whether winter or summer, that are multidisciplines, and see what they're doing. So actually not stay inside, but actually step outside and look at what others are doing.
So fresh perspective can often help us tackle the wicked problems that we're facing. So thank you for that. John, anything before I start telling me if you want to engage in this conversation really cool. You might have access to a trend or something that you think this organization and as a community need to be watching. So start thinking if you have a twitch. I'm going to be looking to you for a contribution. John, anything that's coming up for you?
I have a couple of ideas of how to make dressage more interesting, but that's probably another conversation.
That's only the 7 to 10 tonight. Yeah.
Okay. It was touched on a little bit earlier about being more inclusive in our sport, and I think that's a big one, because and I think Tanya again just mentioned it that. Our sport is so different, and on many levels, the horses are complete. I mean, it makes things a lot more different. But it's still sport, and there are still aspects of sport that are the same. But I would say, as a horse person, which I am first and foremost, I'm going to take some steam out of Mr. Stevenson. We do a really shitty job at encouraging and welcoming people into our sport. I think. It's a very general statement. There's some people out there that probably do it wonderfully. But I think just as a generality, I've done a lot of color commentary on television, and it is a really difficult job to talk to and explain equestrian sports to people who have no idea when you're trying to sell it as a sport. Right? I mean, we're talking sport, not I'm sorry to the recreation people, I'm not talking recreation, I'm talking sport. Winning and losing, right? There was at one point there was a study, I think, there were more spinal cord injuries in show jumping or equestrian sports than Formula One motor racing. What a great stat to get your kid to ride. But from sport, I can sell that, right? And people go to NASCAR not to see people turn left 5,000 times, but from the prospect that a wheel is going to come off and somebody's going to somersault, right? Nobody wants to see a horse hit the dirt. Nobody. But what they want to see is that rider get up. Well, actually, they don't really care whether the rider gets up. They want to see the horse get up and gallop out the ring. But Terrence, am I wrong?
You're right.
I'm right, right? And I think we have a magnificent sport. We have a magnificent industry. We're all here because we love horses and we're all into horses. But we have to do a better job of translating it to get people from the outside to feel comfortable coming in. We can't talk equestrian all the time. It's just, I mean, you want to put yourself to sleep, go sit at a table with a bunch of horse riders. Because all they do is talk horses, 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 horses. I like horses, but come on. Let's change it
Right, so
up.
what's the narrative that you're telling your story around? And we talked, I think, a little bit this morning around, you know, the narrative, our story. How do we claim that a little bit differently so that it's enticing and it's opening and welcoming and people see themselves in that experience? And that, my friends, has to occur at a number of different levels. Tanya and Lorraine spoke about, you know, do I see myself in the diversity at the governance level, at the program level, at the coaching level? And if I'm not seeing myself in there, I'm probably going to exclude myself from that experience. So I'm curious about, thank you, John, you know, reminding ourselves of the importance of storytelling. Anybody else see some trends or things that we really need to be thinking about or maybe figuring out? Yeah, over here. Susan, right?
Yes, just one thing you mentioned that does can set us apart a little bit is that we can be competing and or participating from age 5 or younger to 65 or older, which is not in every sport. And so it becomes way more a lifestyle for most of us at some point. And we can come and go from the lifestyle into the competitive ranks as a coach or an official, an organizer, or an athlete. But the whole dream goal aspect of it can happen at any time, at any level, in so many ways. And I think that's the excellence model that we have, is the process of setting those goals and achieving those goals can happen at any time in your life. If you don't start at 10, you're not done. And you can come and go at different stages, and you can come back to it. And the lifestyle, more and more, can be a healthier one. It can be greener. It can be less urban. It can be slow. It can involve so many things for everybody to participate. So the partners don't have to be able to pull a horse or grade a horse. They can drive a trailer, or they can grow the hay, or it can embrace a whole lifestyle. And I think more and more people are wanting to find a lifestyle in what they're doing, and if they can incorporate their competitive achievements or their steps along the way or their support in that, I think we can offer that. We do offer that. We do it. It's just we don't know how to throw it out there always, and we need our organizations to help us do that so that we can continue to create those lifestyle opportunities. And that's
So what-
because
Yeah, and what I hear you saying, which is really powerful, is how do we respond to this either growing appetite that you're speaking to, or this need, this desire to connect to green spaces, animals, tranquility, slower pace, and does our sport, in this continuing of offering, offer this lifestyle that then connects back to some of the trends around growing the sport that you spoke to today? Because all of a sudden, they're not just seeing the elite side of it.
And we have to protect that, because by putting that out there, we are also being identified by animal rights activists, a lot of people that see the negativity in that and how we go about what we do. So we have to be prepared to invite people in, but they have to understand that, you know, just having a horse and you know nothing about it is not a healthy thing. And riding and competing with it and actually carrying a dressage whip is not brutalizing it. So there is that balance. We understand it, but the people the new people that are looking at it don't necessarily understand that, and they will jump to conclusions. If now with social media, those flames can be fanned, and you lost control and you've got eyes on you that you're not expecting to have to deal with because you're busy with your horses. So that's where an organization can also be in the forefront of standing that off a little bit, educating it, and staying ahead of it.
I would say like that's no different than like a human in sport, right? Because synchronized swimming, for example, the outside community will think they starve them. They have to look a certain way. So I think when I say it's not that different, you can look at other sports and see the whip for the horse. It's the human that gets it in sport, and speed skating, it's your coach going, telling you that you need to. So the outside people will always speak and will always say stuff. It's then how exactly we said, how do you nurture that and explain to the outside people that that's not what's actually happening. So that's all we can do because we can't control what people are going to say outside all the time.
So Cara, and then
Yeah, just in a slight response to the last two responses, John said he's done colored commentary and I've done a lot of TV commentary. And one of the things when I first went in to do it was what am I going to say? Sure, the technical people who are watching can see just as much as I and know just as much as I. So why am I here? I'm here to develop a real base interest in the sport that I'm commentating about. So you have to talk to the layman level, not so much the technical, but enough technical content in it that you educate them and you put these little points in. I mean, well, in dressage they don't carry whips, but they do in eventing and stuff like that. So, but I think the other thing, part of this trend is, I know it's very hard, but we need this body, the federation, needs to get educative type of opportunities on television, even if they're only small bites, just to pique the interest and to keep it in front of the public's eye.
okay, thank you for that.
Yeah, so going back to the question of what's the trends that are influencing competitive excellence, I really think